Hello everyone, this is Michael again, and I'm making another YouTube video. Nice to see everyone, anyone that watches. I just got back from a 2-hour bicycle ride. I took some videos, quite a few videos. I have to patch them together, of things that you're not going to see on the brochures. I usually go for about a 2-hour bicycle ride. I ride around through some villages that are near the subdivision that I live in. Some of the videos are really actually horrifying, the way the people live here. But like I said, I'll make another video specifically for that one. So I'll probably make 2 videos today. Tomorrow's Sunday, and I take my daughter swimming on Sunday. So anyways, I won't make a video tomorrow. I got to be careful what I say at the very first part of this video, because of censorship where I live. All you have to do is go on the internet and just look up internet scam capitals and whatever. Southeast Asia is a full of scam buildings where they just have the scam centers. But a lot of the people here that like myself and other foreigners, we call it Scambodia. Okay. A lot of the people that live here think that foreigners are uneducated, walking ATM machines. So there's a lot of scams. Whether you plan on coming here for a visit, for a vacation, plan on moving here, I'm going to let you be aware of some of the scams. I know most of the scams, if not all of the ones that they will try to pull on people. Okay. Like I said, they have these huge compounds that are highly secured, and they're scam call centers where they scam people out of their money for these fraudulent Bitcoin scams. Anyways, I'm going to review some of the scams that they make over here, that they do over here. Okay. The I don't have enough change scam. Okay. You will go into a shop, into a business, and buy something. Let's say it's $13 or $14, and you pull a $100 bill or a $50 bill out of your wallet and give it to them, and they will tell you, okay, I don't have the change. Let me go to the back and go get the change to bring you the change for what you're purchasing. And you say, okay. And they leave off with your $100 or $50 bill, because they take US dollars over here and their Cambodian real. And they will take off with your $100 bill or your $50 bill. And they will wait a few minutes, and they will come back, and they will say, they will give it back to you, and they will say, I am sorry, I don't have enough change to give you. I'm sorry. And you're going to say, oh, wow, too bad, and put it back in your wallet. They're going to take your $100 or $50 bill and give you back a counterfeit one. Okay? That's what they do. That's a scam. Okay? It's a popular scam. It's a well-known scam. If I have to buy something and they have to leave with the money that I give them, US money, I take out my phone and I hold the bill, and I take a copy of the serial number of the bill, because that way I know they can't pull the scam, and they know they can't pull it too. So there you go. There's a scam for you right there. They also have the 2 different menu scam for foreigners. not out here in the. I live, like I said, I live in like what we would call the suburbs. I live outside of the city, in near villages, what they call villages. I call them ghettos, but they're villages. They're where they live. Not so much out here, but in the city, where they have foreigners that come. Obviously, they can tell we're foreigners because just the way we look. Whether they're from USA, Australia, New Zealand, France, wherever they're from. And you will go in a restaurant and they will give you a menu. And you will look at the menu and you will order the food. Everybody at the table, if they're all foreigners, will order whatever. And in your mind, you're kind of thinking, wow, I kind of like know what the price is going to be. You know, right? Because you're looking at the menu and looking at they have pictures of the plate and they have it in Khmer, which is their language, the Cambodian language called Khmer. They have it in Khmer and they have it in English, and then they have the dollar price on it. And you think, well, that's reasonable. A nice plate of food, looks delicious. And on the menu they give you, it will say, just for example, $4.75. And you think, okay, so everybody at the table will order whatever they're going to order. You're finished eating, and then now you raise your hand and you say you would like the bill, you'd like to pay. They're going to bring you a bill, and that bill is going to be a lot higher than what you're expecting. Okay? Kind of in your head, you're expecting a certain amount, and the bill is going to be 50, 60, 70, 80% higher than what you're expecting. And you look at it and you're thinking in your head, wow, it can't be, they must have done something wrong. So you raise your hand back up and they come. Even if they speak English, they will act like they don't really understand you. And you say, no, not correct. No, you'll be showing them on the bill. It's not correct. No. And they're saying, no, correct. Then you will say, let me see the menu. Well, they will go in the back and they will bring you the foreigner menu. Okay? It will look exactly the same as the menu that you ordered from. But the prices on that menu will be a lot higher. Okay? That is a really big scam that they pull over here. Okay? They do it to foreigners all the time. Okay? They don't do it to me because when I go someplace to eat without my wife, because I don't do it when there's somebody there from Cambodia, but if I go someplace to eat, when I get the menu, I make sure the waitress sees me take a picture of the menu with my phone. So, like I said, I've seen that. I've been in many restaurants where I see foreigners arguing about the bill. Okay? If they call the police, you're going to pay the bill. You're going to pay the higher bill off the foreigner menu. Okay? That's another scam that they do. Okay? It's quite a common scam. Okay? Another scam that they will pull over here is usually the girl in distress or girls in distress. Okay? You will be walking down the street, even around here, and not around in the subdivision, but in the village, and there will be a girl sitting on a motorbike, sometimes two. She will speak a little bit of English. She will say her phone, the battery is dead, her phone doesn't work, her phone is broken, and her motorbike will not work. Can she use your phone? Can she borrow your phone to call family? And it's usually at least one attractive girl, sometimes two, and they will usually target men, even if they have a wife with them or girlfriend, whoever's with them. And to be a nice person, okay, you will say, okay, and you give them your phone, and they're going to take off on the motorbike, and your phone will be gone. Okay? That's what they do. Okay. That's the kind of scams that they pull over here. Like I said, they will try to give you back counterfeit money. Okay. Not so much $5 and $10 bills, but the larger bills they will. Okay. Another one of the scams that they tried to pull on me. Okay. I have never been scammed over here. I've helped a lot of people. I really helped a lot of people. I have never been scammed over here because I'm aware of them. Okay. I almost got caught in a scam. Almost. Let me tell you what happened. I was teaching at an international school near the subdivision where I work. Okay. Teaching English and math. And at break time, I would go sit outside on these benches they have outside near the wall. While the students play for break in between class, I'd just go outside, and the classrooms are very hot. There's no windows. They have air conditioner and a fan, but they seldom work. So I would go outside and sit. And I had a young girl that can speak some English. It's broken English, but I could have conversation with her. A very limited conversation, but I could have conversation with her. Very, very nice girl. Maybe 11 or 12 years old. Okay. And one day I'm sitting outside on the bench, just watching the children play. And she came and she sat next to me, which is no big problem. And she said, "Teacher, I need to tell you something." And I said, "Okay, you can tell me." And she said, I'm scared." And I said, "You're scared to tell me something?" And she said, "I'm scared." And I said, she's looking at the ground. She's not making eye contact with me, which was kind of strange because usually we would talk, and I was looking at her. And she said, I need to tell, but I'm scared." And I said, "You're scared of me?" And she said, "No." She said, I need to tell. And I said, "Okay, well, you can go ahead and tell me anything, sweetheart." I said, I'm a teacher. What? So she just looked at the ground. She wouldn't make eye contact with me. She wouldn't do anything. So she said, "Okay, thank you, teacher. I tell later." And I said, "Okay, all right." So she left and went and played with friends. Maybe 3 days, 4 days later, I don't remember. She came back. I was sitting on the bench. She came back and she sat next to me again. And she said, "Teacher, I need to tell you something." And I said, "I know. Okay, you can tell me." And she said, "But I'm scared." And I said, "Don't be scared." I asked her, "Is somebody hurting you? Is somebody harming you?" And she had to think what, and I said, "Anybody hurt? They hurt you?" And she said, "No." She said, "I'm scared to tell you something." She said, you cannot tell." And I said, "Okay, I know tell." She said, "But I'm still scared." So I'm thinking that maybe somebody was doing something to her. Didn't know. So I put my little finger out, and she put her finger out, and I told her, I said, "I promise." I said, "I promise you, man, I'll never, okay, you tell me something, I will not tell anyone. I promise, okay? You tell me anything you want, okay? I'm here to listen to you, okay?" Still, she would barely make eye contact with me. And she said, "Do you know one girl?" And I'm not going to say her name. She said, "Do you know one girl?" And I said, "In what class?" And she told me in what class she was talking about. And she told me her name again. And I had to think for a minute. And I said, yes, I know her. Yeah. She said that girl told her that her mom told her to tell me to come to their house to eat lunch, come to their house on Saturday, come to their house on Sunday, come to their house, and to let teacher touch her crotch. You know what? I'm not going to use the word because I don't want YouTube to ban it. So, but you know what I'm talking about. To let me touch her. And then after I would touch her, and then they would go to my house, come to my house, and tell me and my wife, if I don't pay them money, they're going to go to the police. Okay? So she told me. She told it to me in her broken English way. She said, teacher, they're going to steal from you. They're going to tell police you do something no nice. She said one girl she doesn't want to do. She was, I don't know how old the girl was, maybe 12, 13, somewhere around there. And she said the girl does not want to do. She said, teacher, they know your house. They see your house. The mommy told the girl the family have money. She scolded her daughter a lot because I don't go to their house. And I wanted to be angry. I wanted to say something, but I wasn't going to let my emotions go up to her. And I said, thank you. I told her, thank you very much for telling me. She said, please no tell. And I said, I'm not going to tell anybody, sweetheart. Okay? Remember, I promised with her. I promised to the finger again. And I had to keep that promise. Then it had dawned on me that the girl she was talking about had asked me to come to her house many times to eat lunch, to come on Saturday, to eat, to come on Sunday, to come to her house. She had asked me half a dozen times to come to her house. And I had always said no. I was either busy or I don't want to go to her house. I didn't want to go to her house. There was no reason for me to go to her house. I don't know her family. I don't know where she lives. There was just no reason. So I knew the girl that was telling me the story was telling me the truth. Okay? For a couple different reasons. Number one, because the girl had asked me many times to come to her house. Number two, these two girls were too young to think of a plan like that. I don't believe they had the capacity to think up a story like that. There would be no reason for them to do that. So I told no one. I told no one about it, not even my wife, because I made a promise. Maybe in 2 weeks after that, in the classroom, I would put something on the whiteboard, and after I write the lesson on the whiteboard, I would walk around in the class and look at the students writing off of the whiteboard, sometimes math, and I would look at how they were writing, the letters, the words, whatever, and I would gently correct them. I would tell them, no, erase, no, this not correct, no, correct, do this one right here again, and tell them nice. I would, kind of go down next to them, not embarrass them, not do anything to them. So, and I would do that all the time in the class. I would walk around after I put the lesson on the board and walk around and see how they were doing and watch and help them write something. And that's my job as a teacher. So after a couple weeks, I went up to the girl that her mom was trying to scam me. And I got down like I normally do, close to them. And I told her as close to her ear as I could get without it looking weird. I told her, I said, tell your mom, teacher knows. Teacher knows. And she looked up at me with a look that I cannot even describe. Okay? So I know it was the truth. Okay? She looked up at me wondering, how did I know that? Okay? Maybe 3 or 4 days after that, she stopped coming to school. I never saw her again. So, Those are the kind of scams that you have to be really careful of over here. Okay? You have to be aware that these people live in absolute poverty. So there are rich people here. I will show you some really rich people. I have some friends that are really rich. But they will do anything they can for a few dollars. So be aware. Be aware of all of the people that want to become friendly with you for no reason if you come over here on vacation or you come over here to live. You have to always be on the aware. So anyways, that's my Cambodia story right there. I'm going to make 2 videos today. I'm going to show you, I have to make another one where I'm going to show you on my bicycle ride where I ride around through the villages. You can see where I live. It's very nice, but you get half a mile, 2 miles away from here, and it's just absolute. It's. Well, I'll let you guys look at the video. So I appreciate anyone that looks at my channel. I really do. I'm trying to help people. You guys know what is happening in the USA. I tell everyone, wherever you plan on going, whether it's here or any place, you can't leave the United States without a passport. Okay? Everyone needs to have a passport, a valid passport. Okay? Or you can't leave. You'll be stuck there. So make sure your passport, if you have one, is updated, and if not, please spend the money and get a passport. I know everybody now is tight for the money. So again, I want to thank everyone for anyone that comments or leaves anything on my YouTube channel. Again, I'll tell you my email address. It's live.rich.cambodia@gmail.com. And if you have any questions about moving here, any questions about coming here on vacation, anything I can do to help you, okay? Leave something in the comments or send me an email, and I check my emails all the time. So I want to thank all of you for watching this video. If you watched it all the way through, I appreciate it. And it's Saturday morning in Cambodia. Probably by the time you see this video, it will be maybe Saturday evening in the United States or wherever you're watching from. But right now it's Saturday morning in Cambodia. And again, thank you guys so much. Oh, and I always forget to tell you that everyone says it. Please hit like and subscribe. You know, do the thumbs up and the subscribe thing. It helps me. Like I said, I'm finding it kind of fun to make these YouTube videos. I'm kind of probably seem kind of dorky at it right now. But anyways, you guys have a very blessed day, and thank you so much for watching my video. Goodbye.